All right.
Though we're still posting.
All right. The recording has begun.
And I think rather than asking the question, I think once you know there's 5 people, Eileen.
Yep.
We should record.
You got it.
And so we have a quorum. Dell making our day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dell.
Thank you, Mr.
Always-
Knox.
Yeah, it's always by a thread. Still no internet here.
Still no internet?
Oh my
No,
Lord.
our phone line and cable cord are coiled up and still on our front fence. They still haven't come.
Wow.
You have to keep harassing them.
Yeah,
I
Dell
have
was
to way back
awesome.
when Dave was out.
Yeah.
Splice it to the neighbor's house.
Right, yeah.
Harass
I
You
did it
have
for
to
my
keep
neighbor.
harassing them.
Okay. This is Dave Wig. I'd like to call to order a special meeting of the Morris Planning and Zoning Commission. Board members present are David Jeremiah, Veronica Florio, Eileen Narbutis, and Dell Knox. This is your chairman, David Weig. I'm calling the meeting to order at approximately, I hate Zoom because sometimes
7:05.
at 7:05 on Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. And the first item on the business is 433 West Morris Road. We
Dave,
have a site plan approval plan.
Dave, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Gary said that he will be on later to talk to us because he has a meeting for Watertown first.
Not a problem.
Okay.
So we can just move on to the good stuff, you know? Good stuff.
The good stuff.
It's all
Sure.
good. It's all good. No, who's Wales?
I don't know. I just admitted them.
Oh, okay, that's
I
the,
don't have the minute.
actually, if you want, he is interested in joining the board. So maybe, I don't know.
Is that
So I was saying, maybe we should go there first. I don't know, it's up to you guys.
Well,
Sure.
let's actually, I think that's a good idea. Let's skip over to B and 2 because that,
Susanna?
that, will, just in case Jocelyn does show up.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think we all have copies of what she sent us and we can go over that.
Yep, and I have it up on the screen as well.
Yep, I got it. I printed it.
Cool. So, do you want to start with 4A? How we can get? Do you have anything to add on 4A? Anybody?
So this
How
is
would you like to
Eileen.
do
I know
this?
Veronica and I had talked about perhaps going to some town events to see if we can drum up some interest in, if not our commission, maybe other commissions. I have seen lately on Facebook, the town of Morris has posted out there that there are commissions looking for members. And it led me to a thought today. Morris Beach and Rec has their own Facebook account. And it makes me wonder if perhaps we should have our own Facebook account. Even just to, I know it may be something that may be difficult to manage. I don't know if it would be something that Tony would manage or maybe something that a member of the committee, the commission would manage. But just to get us out there, we could talk about, we have a survey out there. We need committee members. So we can announce when there's going to be a special meeting. We can announce if there's going to be any meeting. Everything is done on social media. So I don't know what anybody else's thoughts are on this.
My thoughts are, I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
No,
Veronica.
No,
Oh,
go ahead,
David,
Ron.
okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, my curiosity
Oh,
was, it was, since we talked about the putting on the town of Morris Facebook, it went up pretty quick. Now, who handles the input on that?
I believe that
Tom, I think, right?
I believe it
Good.
says on the Facebook page to contact the town clerk.
So she's put Lori. Is Lori there?
I don't
She
think
puts it in.
Does it?
I don't think she puts it in.
I thought Tom.
No, she's not the person I believe that handles the
That's all
Facebook
it-
account, but I believe that
Right.
it says to contact the town clerk for any for information.
Yeah, I was believing one would
Oh,
be perfect for the town, but it would jump around. I always look for Beach and Rec to see what's going on, and then you got Southwest has got South Farm's got theirs for events. So you're trying to look at everyone's Facebook page to see what's the events are going.
Yep.
But for planning and zoning, I don't see it being we're not doing events. So I don't know if it's going to be just a couple
Very
things out there once in a
popular.
great while.
We
Yeah.
are potentially doing an event in September.
Who's that?
What event?
We're potentially doing an event in this September.
On the green,
with
right?
the town clerk.
Hello?
Guys,
I'm sorry.
Dave is talking about
Am I buff?
the meeting we want scheduled for the 23rd.
Yes.
So the town can participate in.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, I don't know
I don't
if
think
it's
it's gonna happen.
necessarily a bad thing having a Facebook page or an Instagram page or any of those things. I'm just trying to get more exposure for planning and zoning.
so
Yes, I
you
understand.
would have to be the one to administer it. I have a feeling because I am not capable. I can tell
I
you
mean,
right off.
I don't mind doing it. I'm sure Tony is fully capable of doing it. Whoever we decide to do it would be no problem.
I don't do the facey booky thing.
I know you don't, Ronnie.
I have an old page. I look at people that, post stuff, but I don't know how to unfriend people properly, and I've done that, so I'm afraid if I post, they're gonna see it, so
With
until I
my,
have young
Oh,
people I work
Veronica,
with help me.
this is Eileen. With my profession, I can't actually have a Facebook. You will see that I'm doing air quotes. I actually have a fake Facebook account that I won't divulge the name on. Just so that, I can, keep up on the things that are going on, whether it's in town or, whatever, memes, whatever. But I do
Mhm.
follow a lot of the town. I follow the Beach and Rec. I follow Town of Morris, the fire department, all of the various things in town. And I mean, it's just another outlet for us to maybe get even just a couple more people interested in some of the things that we're doing. We might be able to even get an audience for some of our meetings, or more, even 5 more people filling out the survey would be fantastic. But
I don't
it's
think
up
we're
to you
interested
guys.
in getting an audience for our meetings, though. I don't think that's ever gonna
I
happen.
think if we're gonna do it, I think we need we need somebody who's gonna be responsible to keep track of it.
That's why. We can always come back to that, but yeah.
I mean, this is
I'll get more
Eileen. I
involved.
have no problem being the person responsible for the Facebook page. That's not a problem whatsoever. Or Tony could be with his, I'm not sure if that falls under his purview with his job description or not. I'm just wondering if it's something we should pursue.
Well, what kind of information are we gonna put up on it?
Oh,
Like, I don't
right
know.
now I would put, that we have, Jocelyn's waiting to admit, I will admit her. So right now I would put on there that we have like a survey. We could put on there that we had a special meeting last week if anybody wanted to join. We could put out there our agenda for any of our meetings. We could put out there right now a call for membership.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be something necessarily that we would have to post on every day, every week necessarily. But it could even be sometimes the boards will even take something that the town has posted and repost it.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. We've got
Your
a
pizza truck.
couple of guests here, and I think this is something we should continue to talk about.
Yeah.
So let's just make sure this stays on our agenda, please, Tony,
Right.
Sure.
and we'll come back to it.
Yep.
I'm not opposed to it. But you know, it's not my decision. That's the board's decision, and I would look for at some point a motion as to how we want to go about doing this, and you know, with a little bit of structure behind it as to who
Yep.
would be responsible and what the ground rules we feel should be and what we want to do with it.
Okay. Yep. Food
Just
for
to
thought.
give you guys a heads up of what I'd look for from you.
Sounds good.
And I'd like to quickly hop to 4B. Hello, sir. Mr. Ailes?
Yes, thank you. You could please call me Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
There you go.
I
Welcome.
won't throw Mr. in front of that one.
Pleasure to meet you.
I remember Saturday Night Live from years ago. So could you, welcome, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little about yourself?
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so I'm Bill Ailes. I'm originally from West Hartford, Connecticut. My wife and I bought our first property here in Morris about 8 years ago, and we fell in love with the town, fell in love with the area. And about 6 months ago, we decided to make this our permanent residence.
Hey.
Yeah, we're very, very excited.
Good for you.
So I've been practicing architecture for about 25 years. I work for a company in Hartford, JCJ Architecture. I've worked on many projects, everything from $68 million high schools to small renovations on private residencies. So when I saw this position and talked to Tony earlier, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to get more involved in the community and be involved in working with the town and keeping up the integrity of the town, and working with homeowners that are trying to improve their homes and their properties. While I've never been actually on a committee, I've been in front of one many times in my career, working a lot with planning and zoning, obviously, and building departments, building officials, fire marshals, Office of School Construction, everything from the town level to the state level. And I just really would have kept my options open as far as, you know, what can I do to get more involved in the town's, you know, what the town is doing and what I can do with my experience to take the knowledge that I've learned over the years and bring it to a place that I've really grown to really enjoy living in, and present myself as part of the community. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here today to say I'd love to be involved in a lot of what you guys are doing. I admire what you're doing. I think it's fantastic work. I've followed a lot of your meeting minutes and everything that you've done, and would really welcome an opportunity to see what I can contribute to this committee.
I'm excited, Bill. This is Veronica. Your knowledge is welcome. You are welcome. I'm sold.
Well, thank you.
All hands.
Twist her arm.
Well, thank you. And I really respect the Facebook issues that you're bringing up. That's very nice to get involved in. Social media really helps.
Yep.
And you have a lot of knowledge. I don't. Eileen, you know, we're fairly new members, so anybody that can bring knowledge to the board, because we're losing somebody. Bob McIntosh is not around a lot. And he had, you know, years and years of contracting knowledge in the planning and zoning board. And, you know, we just don't have the machine where we could hook up the wires to his head yet and take it all off for ourselves.
Yeah, sure. When we first bought our house up here, one of the first things I did was go to the town and meet with Bob and talk to Bob about, okay, Bob, we're going to buy this house, but I want to make sure when we buy it, that we're able to possibly build a garage on the back lot and build an addition off the side. And Bob was nice enough to sit with me, go over the, all the setbacks, the lot coverage, and make sure that everything calculated correctly. And
He even has the terminology. This is fantastic.
Mhm.
I've been doing it a while, so yeah.
Great.
But cool.
So do we need a motion here, David?
I expect a motion.
I would
So,
only just,
Bill,
so
are you
far.
looking to be a full member or a alternate?
I'd love to be a full member. I'm all in. I want to be all in.
Fantastic.
Great. Nice. Fantastic.
How do you spell your last name, Bill?
It's AYLES.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to have Bill Ailes join the Morris Planning and Zoning Commissioner as a full member.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Dave and Veronica, for the motion.
What is the term,
Any
Mr.
discussion?
Wick?
We will appoint him, and that will be determined by the clerk, because she knows who she needs to slot where.
Okay.
Yeah, go see,
And I got
go
to
see Lori.
sometimes to get a better understanding of how she goes about it.
All right.
Because we tried sliding people in certain slots before, when we were putting Katie and Eileen and like that on the board, and it didn't work out.
It never
properly,
works
so.
out the way it's supposed to.
Clerk
So
knows where
I
to go.
just let's get him on the record and get him into the loop, and we'll just keep running from there.
Perfect.
It's a little less pressure on us because we need 5 for a quorum, and a lot of times we barely,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
getting Dell or Katie, or even sometimes Bob McIntosh is the 5th person to round out the board.
Tony, you
Can
have
we-
Bill's his email?
Did we call the question?
I have his number and I will add him to the group and I will also get his email.
I will
Okay.
text it over to Tony.
Veronica called the question.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
Yay!
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you, everybody. I'm
aboard,
looking
Bill.
forward to working with you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
It's a 20-year
you
term.
have one more mission you need to successfully accomplish to be on the board. You need to go to the town clerk's office
Okay.
and get sworn in.
It takes
Sure.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is no confetti or balloons. I asked.
I'm not going to ask you to bring back the broom or the wicked witch of the west.
Lori's easy. Go in, right, and done.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
super nice.
Yes, she's awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Welcome.
And
Quick,
you should
have a new
stick
member with
on
knowledge.
board and listen. And even though you're not a voting member, I'm more than happy to have you provide your input. I mean, it's like,
Please.
this is up to you guys. I'm just the facilitator, coordinator. And I'm the one who reins things in if it gets out of hand in any way, shape, or form.
You're full of knowledge too, Dave. You know everything. Got a lot of knowledge.
That's where the rein in comes in. Like,
Yes,
stop
Dave knows
sending
everything.
emails with a quorum on the copy list, kind of thing.
So this is
Yeah.
Eileen. Gary did join us. I don't know if we want to start with
Yes.
him or Jocelyn has also joined us.
Yes, I know, and I think since Jocelyn, I mean, Gary, what's your timing? Because I know you're at another meeting too.
Right now, I'm last on the agenda in the Watertown meeting, so I figured I'd pop over here. I have a while. They have a
Okay.
couple public hearings going on.
Jocelyn, is it okay we quickly take care of him?
Yeah,
Just making sure
Thank
before
you
we
for
do so.
asking that.
I don't want to
Yes,
assume.
for waiting.
I appreciate your time too. You're invaluable to one of our big missions.
Absolutely.
And to edify Bill Ailes as to who we're talking to, Gary Giordano is an engineer or architect. No, you're a surveyor too, aren't you?
I'm an engineer and a land surveyor, correct?
He does everything.
Yeah. And he's here regarding an application that we're gonna, it's a site plan. That's one of the things we process. And Jocelyn works with the Northwest Council of Governments, and she is assisting us with something. You'll hear people use this term POCAD. That stands for the Plan of Conservation and Development. It's actually the Morristown Plan of Conservation and Development that we're working on, which is an important thing we need to accomplish. It's supposed to be done every 10 years, and we're always late. We're late again, but we're trying to get it done as much as possible this year. And she's here for that. And I call it the town plan because if you talk to somebody on the street and use the term POCAD, they'll probably glaze over or go cross-eyed on you. So, you know, let's try to keep it so people understand what we're talking about. And therefore, I will turn the floor over to you, Gary, please, as again, you're over talkative chairman, David Week.
Okay, for the record, Gary Giordano, engineer and land surveyor, representing the applicant. And I'm not sure who signed the original permit, whether it was Dave Spielman from Authentic Homes or it was the property owner, Jeffrey. What we have before you tonight is I made numerous phone calls with the builder to get this sketch. And I guess he finally provided this to Tony, I guess, yesterday. And so this is the latest and greatest sketch of what we have and what this interior of this section of the barn is going to be at. I know at last week's meeting, or it was last week or whatever, there was 864 square feet. And that's what this gentleman has provided for what the sketch is going to be for that part of the barn. The site plan is basically the same plan that we submitted and looked at last week for the septic design. That was the only survey that was actually done for the property. And I could kind of highlight to you where this is going to be into that barn, or maybe Tony could share it with you on his screen. But this is all the information I was able to gather for tonight's meeting. I'm sorry about that, folks.
Okay,
No
well,
problem. Gary, please don't. Us, we could never have a
Scroll,
quorum.
scroll down, Tony.
I'm not sharing the screen. It's Veronica, actually. That's just a
Eileen that's sharing the screen, and this is the only picture that's
Tony,
in.
flatter me. I couldn't share the screen if I tried. You're so cute.
This is what is in the meeting minutes. I can pull up previous minutes if that is what is needed.
If you want, I can do it. It's up to you.
Sure, I can stop sharing.
Sure.
It's only
ahead,
one.
Tony.
It's only one floor, right? The two
That is
floors.
correct.
One floor. Okay.
Give me a second. I'll pull up the site plan we had from the last week's meeting.
because I understand it's an accessory building too, but we'll see that in the map that comes up.
Right
Did
now,
Torrington-
yep,
I'm sorry. Torrington L signed off, right?
that is
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
They
okay.
approved already.
So the septic's on.
Bear with me. I'm getting there.
That's all right.
No problem, Tom.
Let me run back and see if I can get my file here.
Well, on the site plan, it met all it met all the setbacks, all right?
Yeah, of course.
So
They
This is
have
a-
a lot
this
of
is
properties,
This is a very large, just for
Right.
it's also
so
for everyone. It's
to,
it's 12 acres. So
it's under the percentage, right?
yeah, of course. Okay, I found it finally. 1 second.
They already have inland wetlands approval, right?
They
Yeah.
it's there.
They had to sign off. All we do is sign our plans. I just want to. I saw the washer and dryer, and I saw
don't
the
think
septic.
this has, I don't think this is anywhere near wetlands, but we'll find out when we see the map.
Okay.
I don't remember the
Whoever is
wetlands.
the host says disabled participants screening. So Eileen, can you?
Let me make you a host. Hold on. Let's see here. I can allow to record, rename, put in waiting room, remove a report. I don't want to do
Report
'em.
any of those things.
Yeah,
What's on the
that's all I have.
bottom,
too.
He's the co-host now. There you go.
So I'll
There
try,
you go.
I'll try to
Okay.
flip it so that we get the exact. Hold on.
So
No,
to Veronica's question, Gary, this is Dave
Yes.
Wig, Chairman. Are there any, I don't necessarily see any wetlands on this map. Are there any wetlands on this map?
If there's any wetlands, it would be way to the north of the property. Again, this is a 16-acre site, I believe.
Right.
The northerly boundary is the Banham River, I believe, with the town of Litchfield and Morris.
Okay.
So there'd
Okay.
probably be some wetlands associated with that, but it's probably more than 500-600 feet away.
Okay.
So this would not
Well,
have an inland wetland. It's not close enough to inland wetlands,
Nope.
to an inland wetland to require
Uh,
inland wetlands taking action.
That is correct.
Thank you, Gary, and that should hopefully answer Veronica's question.
Absolutely.
do we have any concerns on it, Dave?
I think the only concern is that if I recall what the condition of approval is, full architectural plans. I don't have an issue with approving the site plan, but that, once we have the full architectural plans, I would like to have that to have in the file per the original approval, just for Bill Ailes' edification. We opened a public hearing on this and closed it at the last meeting. And we have public hearings for things like, subdivisions, re-subdivisions, I should say, special exceptions, which are special permits that are not uses of right, but are uses under, the proper circumstances. And a few other things. Sometimes we'll even do a site plan for a site plan public hearing if it's something controversial. But this is pretty straightforward, and we already had a public hearing on it. Nobody showed up, so we don't need to do something like that for this site plan, I don't feel, and nobody on the board seems to feel that way either, because nobody's discussed that possibility. So,
Torrington Health
I
signed
just-
off too.
Yeah, they did it.
yes.
I'll show you if you guys want to see.
No, that's okay, as long as you say they did.
Cool.
It's pretty
So this is,
straightforward.
just so you guys know, this is a newer, the
The
newer.
only thing I would ask is that, that we do get those full architectural plans, because otherwise the special exception, that's a condition of the special exception.
Exactly.
And basically it meets most of your meets all your other regulations for the size of what he's proposing. It's not over
Oh,
1,000
yes,
square
solid,
feet.
steadfast. Yes,
There's 864 square feet and the max 1,000, right?
Yep.
yes.
And it's less than 40% of the original the main dwelling on the property, so.
You're fine.
Yes, it's not gonna overwhelm the property and being too big versus the main structure.
Correct.
Right.
No, not at all.
Oh, looks per our regulations,
would
it's
say-
proper.
I would say it's all in order.
Yep.
But there's no requirement that you approve it tonight either. It's up to the board.
I don't have a problem with approving it tonight.
Neither do I.
You want to just put an exception that we get the site plan, the plans?
Yes.
I'm good with it. Yeah.
Does somebody want to make a motion?
That's the power of being on the board. You should exercise it.
You gonna do that?
Veronica, you're fading out.
All right, let me kill the video.
Oh, we lost her again.
Well, no, she just shutting our video off.
I think it might be she has a slow PC.
You want to just do it? I'll make the motion, accept it with the exception that we have the architectural designs.
So this is Aileen Arbutus. I make a motion that we accept the site plan approval for 433 West Morris Road with the approval condition of having the architectural plans.
I would second that motion.
That was Veronica.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Dave, too. And Eileen. Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Okay.
You're all good here.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Commissioners, Mr. Chairman. And we'll
Thank you,
probably be
Mr.
seeing another month
Giordano.
until we got a subdivision coming in.
We'll see you in a few weeks, I'm
And
sure.
Thank you, Gary.
Good night, thank
Good luck
you.
with your next year.
Bye, Gary.
And now to our special guest star for tonight's show, Jocelyn Air.
Bum, bum, bum.
I don't have any
Yeah.
performing pets for you or anything.
Aw.
Performing-
Well, that's what we sent Veronica for.
Well, no, I-
That's what we have Ash for, right?
So we are on item 2B. I know we've kind of jumped around here tonight. We're
Yeah.
on item 2B. And basically, do you have anything you want to say before we get started? Jocelyn, I want to make the most of your time, so I'll
Well,
let you direct how we proceed on this.
my one overall comment is that, even though I did draft that timeline for you guys, I am thinking at this point that it would